this isn't a review, but it is a very important video that I want to make, and I know others out there will appreciate it. For me, it's very important to get representation in video games. My condition has left me unable to do many of the things I'd love to do, so sometimes I'd like to play as a cripple in games. The latest Grow Your Own adventure that I've been exploring is Star Citizen, and I've been having mixed experiences. Firstly, I have to hand it to them. The world is very detailed, even from my perspective, only 6 inches from the ground. I get a good face full of high-res textures. In many ways, you can see this game was developed for those of us closer to the ground. There's a really nice feature that lets you sit up and get a better look at things, but it's not fully fleshed out. I mean, I can't for instance scoot around on my butt while I do it. The addition of the hands when crawling around are great for giving me some kind of depth perception thing, but they tend to clip through things an awful lot. You don't get a feeling that a lot of things are solid all the time. I explored the world for quite some time as a cripple, and there was a few things that really didn't ring very well for me. Sometimes the community was really nice. Sometimes they saw me crippled and they sat down and they joined me as a cripple, and I really appreciate that. It's humbling seeing so many people, live a day in your shoes or your brace or your wheelchair. But then you just had other people who they tried to pick you up, and they were like, "Why are you on the floor? Get the fuck up!" And maybe they just didn't understand, but it wasn't a good feeling. So there's two really big problems for me. One was doors. I maybe I didn't know the key bindings or something, but doors did not open for me while I was on the ground. They didn't open for me. There was absolutely no disabled access whatsoever. I had to wait at a door until somebody would open it for me, and some people would stand and look at you and not open the door. They wouldn't even help, which is worse than just ignoring you, because you can see that they're there. They know that you want to get through the door. They won't help. So please, Robert Space Industries, please add some automatic doors, please. But even though the doors were a problem, there was something even worse. Stairs. There's no way to get upstairs as a cripple. You can get down them, no problem. In fact, you get down them way better than anyone else in the game, but you cannot climb stairs. And stairs have been something that haunted me my entire life. I blame stairs for a lot of things in my life, but at least, doors can be open and closed and locked and unlocked. But in life, you have to build an elevator. I mean, this is really a game-breaking bug in the game. You can get stuck in areas as a cripple. I know it's analogous to real life, but I don't want to have to hit the escape button every time I get stuck down the bottom of some stairs. But let's go back onto some good points, though. There's lots of literature underground for you to read. It's a little bit blurry. They could do with increasing the resolution on those things, but there's enough of it for you to sit around and read for a while, and it's a really great way of getting some lore that maybe other people wouldn't have gotten, because other people wouldn't have spent the time looking at the ground because they have better things to do. Check out this cardboard box though. I'm guessing that the dev who modeled the cardboard box is probably crippled as well, because you can see that he really recognizes the importance for high-res textures near to the ground where no one else will see them. Maybe the dev of the comics isn't crippled, but the cardboard box guy, well, I have to give him fucking credit. It touched me in ways I didn't know I could be touched. But the problem still persists that I can climb through all this shit. There's no tactile, I want to be able to feel things, and there's no tactile sensations here whatsoever. I just clip through these beautiful looking bags. The game really is beautiful looking, and it makes up for a lot of the downfalls it has. I explored for a little bit, and sometimes I encountered people who thought I was a bit of an oddity, and they wanted to stop and stare, so they did. But this is nothing out of the ordinary, really. It wasn't uncommon for me to encounter people who tried to communicate with me like I was some kind of animal or some kind of mentally disabled person, and sometimes they were rude. You get rude people in all games, so it's nothing new. It's something that you learn to deal with. Maybe I'm just paranoid or something, but I also feel that maybe I got kicked for not walking. Maybe thought I was idling or something and I got kicked a few times. There's some glitches in the game sometimes. It's alpha, so I'm not going to complain, but there's a few glitches, so some of them are directly related to being a cripple as well. Some of the physics aren't really designed for being a cripple. But overall, my experiences with this incredibly early alpha were really good. They were very positive. The community overall was good. I'm personally optimistic that we'll get to see accessible stairs, accessible doors, and spacecraft that I can actually get into in the next patch. So for now, I'm going to check out the RSI website every day. If the devs are watching, I want to thank them, but we're still a long way off before I can enjoy the full experience as a crippled citizen. These are things I expected we'd solve long before 2945. We terraformed Mars 800 years ago, and I should have the choice of being a cripple if I want to. So, thanks for watching.